Blackout as Discos report fresh national grid collapse. Troops intercept gun runner for kidnap attempt in Taraba. Fire guts Yola main market. And on the foreign scene, US and the UK condemn Iran's attack on Israel. Hello, welcome to Trust News Update. I am Lilian Ogazi. Now to the news. Nigeria's electricity grid has collapsed again. The grid collapsed around 2:42 a.m. on Monday morning, with generation dropping to 6.42 megawatts, with only one generation company, Ibom Power, active. According to data from the Independent System Operators, a branch of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, this is the sixth collapse in 2024. A statement from Justice Goda confirmed the collapse, said the current outage being experienced within franchise states is a result of loss of power supply from the national grid. The statement by its head of corporate affairs, Friday Adakole Elijah, stated the company hoped the grid is restored for normal power supply to its esteemed customers. Meanwhile, the Nigerian army troops deployed for counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency operations in Taraba and Benue State have arrested a gun runner for a kidnap attempt and exterminated a terrorist. A statement by the Director Army Public Relations, Major General Onyema Nwachukwu, said in Taraba State, troops in collaboration with Vigilante apprehended one Mansour Mohammed at Jalingo Motor Park, who has been reportedly involved in gun-running activities with terrorists. According to General Nwachukwu, his arrest led to the arrest of other members of his syndicate, as well as the recovery of one semi-automatic pump-action gun, one locally fabricated gun, a Peugeot car, 5 mobile phones, and a sum of 45,000 naira. He said in a separate operation, troops on routine patrol at Miyande village in Takum local government area of Taraba State intercepted 2 terrorist suspects who concealed an automatic rifle underneath the seat of a motorbike. General Nwachukwu said the troops recovered one AK-47 rifle, 5 rounds of 7.62 mm special ammunition, and a motorcycle. In another development, troops responded to a distress call and successfully foiled a kidnap attempt within Zakibiam town in Zakibiam local government area of Benue State. During the intervention, troops neutralized one kidnapper in a shootout with the criminals and recovered a Beretta pistol with 4 rounds of 9 mm ammunition. A decade has passed since the tragic abduction of Chibok schoolgirls in Nigeria, a day that remains stamped in the memories of many, carrying with it a heavy weight of sorrow and longing. As families affected by this tragedy reflect on their children still held in captivity, their hearts ache with a mixture of hope and despair, yearning for the safe return of their loved ones. Recently in Chibok, Gaza Yakubu witnessed firsthand the ongoing plight of the victims and their families. His report.
Bring back our girls now. What are we asking for?
10 years have passed since the harrowing night when Boko Haram militant stormed into Government Girls Secondary School in Chibok, Nigeria, and abducted 276 girls. Though some managed to escape or were later rescued, many remain missing to this day. Esther Yakubu, one of the affected parents, expressed weariness over the government's unfulfilled promises.
10 years is not 10 days, no 10 weeks, no 10 months. They are not even talking about Chibok girls anymore. If the government have cared about us, I think our girls will be out by now. 10 years is too much.
The parents, whose health have worsened, with some losing their lives over time, are devastated by the situation and hope the return of the remaining girls would help them recover from their ailments.
Mu dai ku kanmu kowane lokaci akan yaranmu nan ne, ko mun yi tashi akan barci yaranmu ne muke tunani. Yanzu gwara mu da kanana, kamar firstborn, kamar secondborn muna da dan dama, muna da dan karfi, amma irin kamar iyayenmu nan da suka dan sofa wannan, to gwara wayannan da ka gani, in ba haka ba, wayansu wanda suna can wallahi ba za su iya su zo garin nan ba, tsantsan tunani ya riga ya cinye musu karfi su tashi su je su yi fitsari a bayan gida su dama ba za su iya ba, saboda haka a yi mana taimako yadda wayannan yara in Allah ya yarda kafin nan kwana 14 nan ko za mu samu ganin su da ikon Allah da jama'a.
The Borno State government, while responding to some of their plight, promises the safe return of the remaining girls.
We will never lose hope. These are our girls. They were stolen, abducted in broad daylight by these criminals. Government is working tirelessly to rescue the remainder of the girls, and I appeal to parents to exercise patience. Rescue mission, rescue operation requires patience, and it requires trust in our gallant forces in order to deal with the matter. So I appeal to them. We acknowledge their pains, but I appeal to them on behalf of Borno State government to continue to exercise patience while we deal with the matter. We will not rest on our oars. We will not allow this criminality to go without being arrested. We will make sure that each of these girls are rescued in good health and reunited with their families.
Despite international outcry and efforts to locate and rescue the missing girls, including the Bring Back Our Girls campaign, the fates of many remain unknown.
Similarly, parents of recently rescued Chibok girls are urging the federal government to secure the release of the remaining 92 classmates still held captive by Boko Haram militants. Their plea comes as the Chibok community marks the solemn 10-year anniversary since the abduction of 276 schoolgirls from Government Secondary School, Chibok. Trust TV's Beatrice Kurutsi reported on the 10 years remembrance.
Government Secondary School Chibok saw a significant influx of residents, visitors, and parents of Chibok girls, including some who had been rescued during the early hours of Sunday. The gathering commemorated the 10-year mark since the abduction of 276 schoolgirls by Boko Haram terrorists in 2014, an event that garnered global attention and condemnation. As prayers were offered for the remaining girls still in captivity, emotions ran high, leading to tearful moments. Attendees also took the opportunity to share their thoughts and reflections on the anniversary.
The 10-year anniversary of the Chibok girls' adoption serves as a painful reminder of the ongoing challenges that our community and our nation face in addressing the threat of the insurgency and the protection of our students. It is a call to action for all of us to redouble our efforts in ensuring the safety and security of our people, particularly young girls who are the future of our nation. Let us work tirelessly to ensure that the Chibok girls and all those who have been abducted are returned, are reunited with their families and given the opportunity to rebuild their lives.
I visited places in the world for my official engagement. I visited Germany, I visited Switzerland, I visited America many times. I visited Dominican Republic, and each time they notice I'm a Nigerian, the first question they will ask, how about the Chibok school girls?
Call that wherever those girls are, I know they are not in one place, they are scattered all over. That God will make a way of escape for them. On our own part, we will continue to do our best to make sure that we continue to provide the needed security to the good people of Chibok and the entire area where this brigade is covering. So I use this opportunity also to call on all the terrorists out there who are still in the bush, that the area they come out and surrender to turn a new leaf, the better for them. because they will not continue.
Even after a decade, 89 girls remain unaccounted for, leaving many parents still holding on to hope and waiting anxiously for the safe return of their daughters. All eyes are on the federal government to ensure the rescue and safe return of these girls. Beatrice Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
Now moving away from that, an early morning fire has destroyed warehouse and some other valuable properties in the main market serving Yola Town, one of the two in Adamawa State capital, Yola. The Yola Town main market is the second major market serving the commercial hub of the Yola South local government area and the environs. Eyewitnesses said in the fire that at Yola Town market started in the early hours of Monday, destroying shops and goods. They said some of the traders who kept the proceeds of the sales of Sunday now regret not taking their money home. They said although fire authorities responded quickly enough, but the intensity of the inferno made containment tough. The cause of the fire is yet known, as the people around the market area ruled out any link to electricity, as the entire place was in a blackout throughout the time. Meanwhile, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) says it is probing intricate web of fraudulent practices in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. EFCC spokesman Dele Oyewale said in a statement on Sunday that past and suspended officials of the Humanitarian Ministry were invited by the Commission on investigations into the alleged fraud involving them have yielded the recovery of 32.7 billion naira and $445,000 so far. He said discreet investigations by the EFCC have opened other fraudulent dealings involving COVID-19 funds, the World Bank loan, Abacha recovered loot released to the ministry by the federal government to execute its poverty alleviation mandate. The EFCC said its investigation has never been about individuals, but a system and intricate web of fraudulent practices. Nigeria's Safety Investigation Bureau has begun probe into the fatal boat accident involving Nollywood actors and crew on Annam River in Anambra State 5 days ago. A speedboat carrying 12 film members with a boat operator crashed into a fishing canoe, leading to 5 deaths. Among the deceased was popular actor Paul Odonwodu, Junior Pope, Abigail Frederick, Precious Oforum, and Joseph Anointing. The Bureau, which probes transportation accidents, said its investigators are on site to ascertain cause of the disaster. Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection Bimbo Olawumi Oladeji said the Bureau will collaborate with the Marine Police Section of Anambra Police Command, maritime authorities, and industry experts. Oladeji noted the scope of the investigation will include examination of the wreckage from both vessels, interviews with surviving crew and eyewitnesses, review of operational procedures for the commercial speedboat, analysis of weather and environmental conditions. Meanwhile, telecommunication operators said they will comply with the directive of the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) to bar calls from phone numbers that are yet to be linked to their national identity numbers, marking the second phase of the exercise. The operators are not unmindful of the financial losses the exercise might bring to them because over 40 million SIM cards were involved in the first phase. Chairman Association of Licensed Telecoms Company of Nigeria, Benga Adebayo, in a statement said his members were more concerned with the implementation of the federal government directive than monetary losses. MTN Nigeria, the largest operator, is said to have reported that over 4.2 million lines were disconnected from its network after the deadline of February 28th. This is Trust TV news updates coming up. Katsina hit by water scarcity as residents run out of options. More stories when we return. Do stay. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Updates on Trust TV. Let's take a look at our top stories again. Blackout as Discos reports fresh national grid collapse. Troops intercept gun runner for kidnap attempt in Taraba. Moving on, Nigeria has emerged the fourth country with people without access to internet, while India at 683.7 million has the global highest. Nigeria has 123.42 million of her citizens offline. The internet has become a cornerstone of modern society, revolutionizing how people communicate, work, learn, and access information. Now, according to the World Bank, as of last year, about 2.6 billion people, 1/3 of the world's population, remain unconnected to the internet. Now in Katsina, perennial water scarcity has hit Katsina City and its environs, subjecting residents to prolonged difficulties in getting water. Residents have been battling with the acute water shortage due to supply from Ajiwa Waterworks and electricity to power boreholes in the ancient city and environs. Abdullahi Yamadi went around the ancient city and tells us more.
The population of Katsina Metropolis in 2023 stands at 524,000, showing an increase of 3.76% from 2022 estimates, which in contrast indicates that over half of the people are depending on boreholes for drinking water and other domestic purposes. Water from Ajiwa Dam, constructed in 1958, remains insignificant to the residents after sinking billions of naira for rehabilitation and upgrade of the dam and the waterworks by the immediate past administration in Katsina State. At the moment, each jerrycan of water is sold between 100 to 120 naira in some areas of Katsina City, a situation that compounded the harsh economic condition of the residents, who are mostly low-income earners. The suffering is too much. A cart containing 12 jerrycans of water is sold at 1,200. Okay, this multiplied by 30 days is how much? Where do you think I can get the money from? People are suffering seriously, and it's like authorities concerned are adamant about it. Greater percentage of residents in Katsina City are solely dependent on commercial boreholes for drinking water and other purposes, most of which have collapsed due to inadequate electricity, shrinking the livelihood of the people. The commercial borehole owners said they cannot afford fuel to power their boreholes, and the electricity supply has deteriorated to a level that it's no longer reliable. The last state administration promised to alleviate the water scarcity, but failed. Now, people cannot afford water in Katsina after committing billions in the sector by the immediate past administration. Now, this commercial water point cannot work for some days due to inadequate electricity. They cannot afford fuel to power the boreholes. Government on its part is saying it has budgeted billions of naira in its 2024 estimate to address water scarcity affecting the capital city. The management of the State Water Board asserts,
we have never stopped supplying water to where we have been supplying before, unless where those areas that have not been getting our water due to some blockages or other technical problems.
Residents of the state capital may continue to suffer this perennial water shortage for a while, as there is no apparent sign of relief in the nearest future. Abdullahi Izmayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
And in the world of business, the proportion of foreign portfolio transactions in the stock market has more than doubled in recent period, with increased flows and activities underlining growing confidence in the Nigerian economy. Latest reports on foreign portfolio investment obtained at the weekend showed that the proportion of foreign transactions in the Nigerian market doubled from 8.2% in January 2024 to 18.4% in February 2024. Total FPI turnover rose by 23.9% in February 2024, with a two-month growth of 167.12% when compared with the first 2 months of 2023. Foreign portfolio inflows had risen by 58% in February 2024, while outflows was slower with an increase in 9.5%. And on the foreign scene, the United Kingdom and United States has condemned Iran's attack on Israel during an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council on Sunday. It comes as the U.S. assisted Israel in shooting down dozens of drones and missiles fired by Iran in what was the first time it had launched a direct military assault on Israel. Israeli authorities said 99% of the inbound weapons were shot down without causing any significant damage. U.S. Deputy Ambassador to the UN, Robert Wood, urged members to unequivocally condemn Iran's aggressive actions and call on Tehran and its partners and proxies to stop their attacks in the region, a position corroborated by UK Ambassador to the UN, Barbara Woodward.
Iran's intent was to cause significant damage and death in Israel. It launched over 300 munitions, including more than 100 ballistic missiles and land attack cruise missiles at Israel, as well as explosive unmanned aerial vehicles. Iran's reckless actions not only posed a threat to populations in Israel, but also to other UN member states in the region, including Jordan and Iraq.
No one wants to see further bloodshed. The United Kingdom is also continuing to work urgently alongside the international community to stabilize the situation and prevent further escalation.
The Middle East is on the brink. The people of the region are confronting a real danger of a devastating full-scale conflict. Now is the time to defuse and de-escalate. Now is the time for maximum restraint.
Still on the foreign scene, award-winning American author and artist Faith Ringgold has died at the age of 93. Ringgold broke barriers for black female artists and became famous for her richly colored and detailed quilts combining paintings, textiles, and storytelling. The artist assistant, Grace Matthews, said that Ringgold died Friday night at her home in Englewood in New Jersey. Ringgold's highly personal works of art can be seen in collections across the United States and beyond, but her rise to prominence as a black artist wasn't easy in an art world dominated by white men. And in sports, Super Eagles duo Victor Boniface and Nathan Teller have won the German Bundesliga 2023-2024 season with their club Bayer Leverkusen, were crowned champions of the 18th team after they demolished Werder Bremen 5-0 at home to open up an unassailable 16-point gap at the top of the league, standing with 5 matches left to play. Boniface played a pivotal role, scoring over double digits goal, including the opening goal on Sunday from the penalty box. On his part, Teller was also magnificent through the season as Leverkusen recorded unbeaten run in the league with 29 matches, including 25 victories and 4 draws. It's Victor Boniface's first major trophy, while it will be Teller's second major trophy in 2 years after winning the English Championship last season with Burnley. Bayer Leverkusen have set a new Bundesliga record for longest unbeaten run from the start of a league campaign, surpassing the old record was 28 set by Pep Guardiola's Bayern Munich in 2013 and 2014. With that, we've come to the end of the news updates on Trust TV. Don't forget to follow us across all our media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I am Lilian Ogazi. Thanks for watching.